Okay, let's get started. So I hope you can hear me well. And I would like to introduce myself and part of our team that you will be able to meet today on this webinar. My name is Irina, and I will be the person who will guide you through the part of presentation. So I'll tell you about what we do, what kind of products we do, and what technology lies behind it. And after that, Ksenia will tell you about marketing benefits, some markets numbers that we have so far about natural cosmetics, and some logistic options. After that, the presentation part will be over, and you will have a chance to talk to us, really. So it will be the live session, Q&A session, and for that part, I will be responsible, Nikolai and Anastasia. So you will see them later. And now let's get started, and let's go to the business. So at first, I would like to apologize for any potential issues with my English. If I mistake some bloopers, potentially I can do. Sorry, that's not my native language, so I will try to do my best. So let's get started. Right now, I'm sharing a screen, and I think you will be able to see. Just let me know. First, what I would like to tell you is a little bit about us, about our company, and about our history. So, what you can see on your screen is our famous pine tree. And we are actually, most part of our team, we are from Siberia, and we know about all these useful properties of pine has. And actually, pine is used for centuries, and due to its pretty big list of properties, it was called tree of life. And actually, this list is pretty huge, so it is pine works effectively against bacteria, microbes, so it is actually a natural disinfectant. So it works very good for skin regeneration, it works good for against unpleasant odor, acne, so it works against dandruff for hair. So you see that the list of options is pretty big. And another thing is the fact that this tree is grown in Siberia, and Siberia is the place, so it is actually the Altai region, and it is one of the most ecologically pure place. And considering two these things, great benefits from pine and the way where it's grown, so it makes us, so we started to think, okay, so we as a company, how we can share it, so how we can obtain this kind of spirit of pine forests and obtain it to the bottle and gather it in the bottle, and how we can share it with our customers all over the world. And all the current so we started to think how we can do that, and all the current ways of extracting, so we didn't want to use them. Why, I will tell you later. And we started to think about our own way, the most ecologically pure, sustainable way, how to get these properties from pine. And what we did, so it took us 5 years or so to develop our green technology of obtaining, and we did it. And when we started to test our raw material that we obtained from pine, we noticed, and we actually got confirmation from clinical laboratories that this raw material actually has self-preservative property. So what does it mean? It means that there is no need to use additional preservatives in order to keep it safe, in order to keep it good. And for us, it was like, oh wow, that's amazing. Okay, but for us, we understood that it is not enough just to get this kind of confirmation, clinical confirmation. We wanted to prove it, to prove that point that it really works, and this is what we do. In 2012, we launched and developed our own cosmetics line, beauty line. So you can see on the pictures some of them, some of these SKUs, and you can see that there are different types of end products, like oh, you cannot see it, but I will tell you. So it is toners, different types of toners, shampoos for different type of hair, skin hair. So it is body shampoo, mask for hair, with anti-dandruff property, and etc. But you see that there are different types of products, but there are three main things that bind them together. The first one is that the base ingredient for all these products, for all these SKUs, is Pine Extvolat. So that ingredient, that extract that we obtained from pine. Another common thing is there is no any water. So we didn't add any water inside the product, inside the formula. And the third one, as we didn't add any water, and as we use Pine Extvolat, so we didn't add any preservatives. And voila, we got our products launched, and we proved that it really works. And for us, it was like, we really understood that it is possible to create this kind of product, so that could be liquid form, that have no any water preservatives inside in the formula, but at the same time it has pretty much the same life shelf as any other products, and you can put them without any issues on your shelf in the bathroom. So for us, it was very good experience, and having that experience, we started to not promote but present this raw material, so that that innovation ingredient that we obtained because it works. And our main idea with that ingredient and our mission, how we see it, is to share this opportunity with all of you and with all of our customers, to make our world a little bit better place to live, because you can, based on that ingredient, you can do a product that it is really natural, that has no any chemical things inside, chemical ingredients. So it was made in a very sustainable and careful way, and it is something that and clients are looking for. So, and we want to share this this raw material with you and help you to create your own products and make your own contribution into the planet. And what I want to say here, just to make sure that we are on the same page here. So our company does two things. The first one, we are working with our pine extract, Pine Extvolat, as a raw material. So we work with our clients to help them implement that ingredient in their own beauty products. And at the same time, we have our own products that we develop right now, and you can see a couple of examples of them. So so that kind of thing that we did launched many years ago, it was kind of example for us, but we don't want to stop. We want to go on, and now our focus in end production is products together with Pine Extvolat and silver ions. So we are working right now. We are working on hand sanitizers, and disinfectant for indoor spraying. And we are trying to find another ways how we can present in the market. And right now we are working on developing cosmetic production line for animals, for horses. So just a couple of words here, and let's find out what is Pine Extvolat. So basically, when we're talking about Pine Extvolat, what I want you to hear. So the first is it is 100% natural. So it is liquid extract that we obtain from pine tree trunk. And when we started to tell people about that, when we started to present it at exhibitions, we were asked about. So our clients were really impressed about that thing, about self-preservative thing, and they started to ask, okay, so can I use it as a natural replacement of preservative? And what we should say here is, unfortunately, well, we do not see it as a pretty much sense. So it doesn't make pretty much sense for us, because if we're talking about preservatives, what do we mean, right? We need to add only 1 or 2%, 1 or 2 or 5% into the formula, and actually preservatives have pretty much one function. So they need to cover all the formula, right? So they need to protect it against bacteria, microbes, etc. But if we're talking about Pine Extvolat, it is the way more bigger thing and ingredient that you can use, and being this self-preservative thing is only one property of that ingredient. So do you remember I told you a little bit about pine properties? So these are all these properties, they are inside of this extract, and we can use it, and it's pretty good actually to use it. And that's why we see it, this product not as a preservative, but as a multifunctional base ingredient that can replace actually 3 phases in the formula. So it can replace water, it can replace preservative, it can replace active phases, plus it balances pH of skin, so it's a pretty good thing as well. So what I'm saying when I say that you can replace all of this, in order to make sure that Pine Extvolat is able to preserve all the formula that we have, so we need to test. So we need to find the minimum percent of entering, and we tested it based on our 2 formulas. The one is for toner, and another one was for milk. And based on these 2 formulas, we find out that the minimum percent of entering is 30%. So that's why we say that it is not relevant to use it only as a preservative, because it will be Oh, it does make pretty much sense to use it as preservative, but if you use it, but if you replace, for example, if you replace water in your formula, for example, you can replace 30% of your water formula, of your overall formula, so it can be like 70 or 80% of water formula, right? What I'm thinking. So, and if you enter 30% of that, if water with Pine Extvolat, and or a little bit more, so it depends on your formula, so you need to test it by yourself, your ingredients. So it will protect all your formula. And if it has, as it has active ingredients inside, so you can reduce the quantity of active components that you have in your active phase. There is no need to use any preservatives if you use Pine Extvolat. So this kind of thing that we really enjoy, and we are very happy about that, and we want to share this this feeling with you, because it really can help you to stay on the market and say, hey, we do not use preservatives. So there is no need to keep your products keep refrigerated. So you can use it as any other your regular cream, but it will be 100% natural, and it has yes, 100% natural, and it has pretty great sustainable technology behind that really makes impact to the world that we have now. So, but then I will tell you a little bit later. So let's go to the next slide. And when we started to communicate with our clients, we realized that we need to have kind of proofs that our product is really good, as we talking about. And for now, we have attestation by Ecocert, so we have Cosmos standard. For sure, there is no any animal origin and other things. Well, obviously, we do not have it. Our raw material is free from REACH authorization, so you can import it as many as you want. So there is no any issues with that. And we keep going with clinical assays, because so we've already confirmed self-preservative property, and just a couple of months ago, we finally got confirmation about another property, and it is anti-acne. Why we decided to choose anti-acne exactly? Because when we been to an exhibition in Cosmetics Global last year in Paris, we've been asking a lot about anti-acne property, and this kind of question we asked from Asian market mostly, and we are very so it's good for us to say that our product has really good anti-acne properties. So the results that we got, they show that Pine Extvolat is able to regulate and balance sebum production. So it's very useful for oily and combined skin, and the results were like up to so the sebum production was decreased up to 30%, and so it's highly recommended for any type of oily and combined skin, and definitely you can use it. So it can be used by our young generation, and it can be used as a part of complex treatment acne issue, because it is mostly about hormone things, and so it needs to be treated both medically and with kind of supportive products. And our product is a great thing for it. So let's talk a little bit about technology. So what we developed and how it works. So what we do, we take raw materials, as I said. So we take tree trunk, so we slice it and put them into the sealed camera, and then it goes the process of air flow circulation at 30-35 degrees, and after that, so in some time, all the volatile substances and active microelements, they started to rise above, and we gather them, collect them, and this is how exfoliate is born. And what we do not do as other traditional extracting procedures, technologies. So we do not use water at all. So we do not have, you see that we do not have any water in any type of production. We do not have water in our product, but still it is liquid. It is so it's liquid, so it just looks like water, but it's not water. It's all the moisture that was inside of tree trunk. So we, in order to help and extract all these active microelements, we do not use any chemical things like solvents, diluents, something like that. We do not use it as all these technologies do, and no high temperature. And you know why it's important having this kind of temperature, like 30-35, not 100, because it helps to save the majority part of microelements, all useful substances that can die if the temperature is pretty high. And that's pretty much the thing that happens with a high temperature. But our technology is really gentle as nature. So we are very proud of having this kind of technology. And another amazing thing about it, so you can do an exfoliate from anything. So you see there are different ideas what can be extracted, and it can be food, it can be herbal trees, it can be bushes, trees, and so on and so forth. The idea is that so we can extract volatile substances from anything that has any moist inside. That's the idea. That's the cool thing that we created. And so for sure, there are different types. So we have different equipments for different types of products. For example, if we're talking about food, food extraction, right? So there is a requirement that the equipment should be out of stainless steel, and that is exactly what we have. So we have equipment for trees, for bushes, and we have another one equipment for food, and I think you got my point. So yes, and another one, but the most important for us slide, and I would like to talk to you about it. So what we have today, and why we're so proud of it, about our technology, because it actually falls under the major nature-oriented sustainable approaches that companies should have. For example, if we're talking about waterless production, why is important? Why it is important? Because now, I think you may have heard of that. So right now there is a lack of fresh water on the planet, and cosmetic industry uses a lot of this water, and but if we keep going with that kind of approach of wasting water, just like we do now, in some years we will face a pretty big issue with that. So we will have no any water fresh left. So we need to do kind of radical things about it, and our technology is something that you can use for it, and we stand for it. Waste-free production. What we are talking about here? When we extract exfoliate, so this liquid extract out of tree trunk, this like used raw materials, so we do not throw them away, so we don't do that. So we use them for construction buildings. So the same approach we use for every type of raw material that we may use. So we do not have any waste-free. So we do not have any waste in our production, and that's really good as well. And energy saving. Here, about this equipment that we have. So our equipment is consumes not much power. So actually, it consumes the same power as any kettle in house. So, and by the way, it's able to connect to renewable energy sources like solar panels and other things. So we really love our technology. We, in order to summarize my part, we really love our technology because it allows us to say that, hey, our technology has this sustainable approach. Our product has this sustainable approach inside. So you can use it and you can make, based on this things, right, your own products that will be useful and beneficial for your clients. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for your attention. And right now I'm passing a word to Ksenia. So, and let's listen about other, not less important things like marketing and other things.
Hello everyone, my name is Ksenia, and I'm going to continue talking about Pine Extvolat. Now I will share my screen to continue the presentation. So firstly, I would like to say that the market of cosmetics is really huge, and new products and services appearing every day. And we decided to see the numbers, which are showing us the segment of natural cosmetics. And as we can see from the table below, in 2013, the sales volume were 2.6 billion euros. And this trend continued from year to year. And in 5 years, already in 2018, the sales volume was 3.64 billion euros. And this trend continued to grow, and we can say it's about all markets, not only European, but at the same time the market of US of natural cosmetics and Asian. And also I want to say that when we were on exhibition last year, we were speaking with large world famous companies as L'Oreal and Chanel, and they were already at that moment searching for natural ingredients. So moving in this aspect of developing of natural products and understanding that this trend is just growing from each year to year. So speaking about segments of this market, One of the segments are luxury and premium cosmetics, and inside this segment also exists market of water-free cosmetics and traditional cosmetics. I would say the most suitable segment for working with our raw material is luxury and premium segments, as companies have demand on high quality natural products which are green and eco-friendly. So you may ask why not mass market? So firstly, mass market customers strive to use most economical ingredients, and in this case, we're not manufacturer of chemical ingredients. Our product is derivative of wild planet, and it always has some limitations, as for example of forest. At the moment, we have a possibility to produce 100,000 kilos per month of Pine Extvolat, and it is approximately 660 bottles per month, which are 150 milliliters. Our potential customers are people and companies who are caring about environment, about their family, about their lives and health, and who are looking for green, eco-friendly cosmetics which they can use. So I would say Pine Extvolat has a really strong marketing benefits. Start with firstly, it's 100% natural product to its technical characteristics, and it doesn't contain any GMO, and it's safe for nature and at the same time for animals. Secondly, we give a possibility for companies to work on two different markets with one product. It's water-free cosmetics market, and with the same product but in liquid type of product to work at the same market. Secondly, we offer our clients a really quick process of production of end product. So, for example, using tonic, companies, our tonic, which is 100% of Pine Extvolat, companies need just to fill in bottles this raw material, and it will be an end product. So it really helps to reduce price on developing formula, on its manufacturing, and it's becoming a quick process of production of end product. And also at the same time, I forgot to mention that we give a possibility to companies to produce pure nature cosmetics without using preservatives, and this kind of cosmetics are almost not exist on the market or exist with really short shelf life. However, we offer, with the use of this raw material, companies can produce cosmetics and which can storage for a long period. So our position is marketing is based on following principles. We use essential way of promotion of our product, and we're not spending money on marketing. That's why we don't increase our itself factory cost of Pine Extvolat. When we're in exhibition, some magazines and journals, they contacted us with proposal of publishing some articles about Pine Extvolat, as this raw material is interesting itself not only to companies but at the same time to laboratories and manufacturers. And these magazines made this post free of charge for us, so we didn't pay for them. One of these publications was made in 2018 and two others in 2012. And after the presentation, you can visit this website and read these really interesting articles. So speaking about ordering, the minimum order is 25 kilos. Pine Extvolat goes in plastic canister. Also, there is a possibility to order 225 kilos and 1,000 kilo of raw material, which goes in this plastic barrel and IBC container, and it's really easy for transportation and it's safe. So our company use worldwide delivery, and there is several possibilities for delivering. It's CIP format and FOB format. Each of them have some minuses and pluses. For example, for zip format, it's a really fast delivery. It doesn't take long time to get this order. And a big plus is that all expenses are included. But at the same time, the price is not is a little bit high. And for format, yes, it can take more longer period for transportation, but this format is cheaper. For each client, we're trying to find the most suitable way of delivery regarding the destination of this order and the amount of order. So also an important aspect in production of finished cosmetics is the issue of price. And we were studying this segment of companies from luxury and premium segment, and we found out that the average price for one bottle of cream, it costs from 40 to 60 euros. And we can offer our client the following formulation to count how much will cost the input of Pine Extvolat in formulation. So we took a cream of 50 milliliters, and as already my colleague Irina told, the minimum input of formulation of Pine Extvolat to reach self-preservation property is 30%. So, and the average approximate price for 1 kilo of Pine Extvolat is 36 euros if you're ordering 500 kilograms. And we can, with these numbers, we can count that the input in one bottle of cream of 50 milliliters of Pine Extvolat will cost 54 cents. And it's, I would say, this price for using natural and really green and eco-friendly ingredient, this price is not high, as people are already paying for this kind of natural ingredients. So we understand that companies who are using traditional preservatives, the input of formula is only 2-3%, and of course it's cheaper. But at the same time, we're offering our clients to produce 100% natural products, and it's really a unique marketing benefit. At the same time, if you decide to use Pine Extvolat in the property of like replacing water in production, it also reduces your production costs as you don't need processing water and to spend time on balancing pH level. So at the end, I would like to say one more time which values companies can get if they use Pine Extvolat. Firstly, they get 100% natural product, which is eco-friendly. It's green. It's safe for nature and the animals and environment. Secondly, it gives you opportunity to produce natural cosmetics without preservatives and to escape using any chemicals. Finally, it's the possibility to work at the same time on two different markets, or on the same market of water-free cosmetics with traditional type, liquid type of cosmetics. And if you decide to use to produce tonic with the use of Pine Extvolat, which is 100%, it really helps to reduce the production cost without spending money on manufacturing, on developing formula, and just bottling our raw material, putting labels on bottles, and it's ready for selling. So if you are interested in this raw material, you can contact us, and we'll be happy to provide you free samples with which you can make some tests and to try formulations using Pine Extvolat. So I hope you enjoyed our presentation today. Thank you for your attention. We're happy to see everyone today with us. And now my colleagues Anastasia and Nikolai will try to answer all questions which arise during the presentation.
Thank you, Ksenia. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. Now would be the session for questions. I believe all of you have a lot of questions regarding our product, or probably you didn't understand something from what my colleagues shared. So in case if any of you have any questions, let's start them. Somehow we need to make it one by one, so we don't have a sound overlay. And I'll try to answer all your questions. In case if I will not have a full answer, I will consult with my colleague Nikolai. Yes, we had a test for sebum control. That's when we entered all the bacteria which develop, which increase the metabolism of cells of the bacteria that create the acne. And it shows that Pine Extvolat, it reduces and kills the metabolism of those bacteria, which proves that it controls, it actually reduces the acne after some period of time of using Pine Extvolat. Okay, so we have tested in Russia, in Russian laboratories, Pine Extvolat for the main allergens, and nothing showed up. So basically, it's if somebody has some particular allergy for pine tree, there might be an allergy reaction, but for dangerous allergens, nothing was showed. Well, basically, our technology, it's heat-free. As my colleagues told you, we use airflow, which is not more than 30 or 35 Celsius degrees, in order to save the composition, to save the microelements and its properties. If you heat it, for sure, some properties will be dead, because whenever you heat something, the cells will be destructed. But it's all individual. It depends on what is the maximum degree you're gonna heat it for. That's why we provide samples for our customers. That's how they can test it with their ingredients. So yeah, at the end, you'll have the address and where you can request the samples. We always provide our potential customers, and we have our own technologist who will assist you, who can help you with your ingredients, and he will tell you how to mix it properly. Maybe you wouldn't need to heat it as much as you usually did. How about smell? It has very light woody smell. It doesn't have this strong pine essential oil smell, so because it's a water from the tree trunk. It's a water which was sucked in from the earth. Basically, it's melted snow and rain which is processed through the tree trunk. So the smell is very light, and it wouldn't conflict with the smell of your product. Especially when you mix it, you wouldn't recognize the woody smell. Okay, well, shortly, since we launched the antibacterial, but it's safe for babies, first of all, because it has no harsh it doesn't have any chemicals at all. Pine Extvolat itself, it's a disinfectant, it's natural disinfectant. Even during the World War II, I know there is a fact that a lot of surgical operations were conducted inside the forest, in the pine tree forest, because the air around pines, it's almost 100% clear. So, and plus, that's why we decided to add ions of silver, because it's proven by FOB US website, that organization, that it kills up to 650 bacteria, especially some of those are in coronavirus. But we cannot tell you the exact percentage. We didn't test it for the percentage yet, because you cannot, it's very hard to collect all the bacteria existing, and some of them we don't even know yet. But the difference between our sanitizer and sanitizers which include alcohol, it has a long-lasting effect, especially ions of silver and, well, pine essential nutrients. It wouldn't have a one-time effect. It's a long-lasting effect comparing to the alcohol. No, for dandruff, we didn't conduct the proper test yet, but it showed some result. We need to choose the right proportion. So when we have the proved result itself, we will certainly provide it to you. It's because it's a long process of testing. We have tested it in Celab. It's another laboratory with partially their ingredients. So it didn't work out as we expected. So we need to test it a little bit more. But for sure, it showed some small results. We just need to find the proportion for anti-dandruff shampoo. For requests, we will definitely make extracts from other products. We already tried to do it with onion and coffee, but we focused on pine because it's the most it has the most essential nutrients. It has more multivitamins, and we at the moment we're just focusing on Pine Extvolat, but for sure we can extract it, as we said, from any product, any natural product. As we already said, the tree trunks, the trees are cut for construction. In Siberia, a lot of houses, they're made out of tree, but before using them for production, we just extracting Pine Extvolat, and after that, all these tree trunks, we put them in production, so there is no waste at all. And while we're extracting, we don't use heat, as we already said, no chemicals, nothing. So there is no waste in the nature after our production. It is absolutely baby friendly as any plant. It's a safe plant, so there is no chemicals. There is no harsh chemicals in it, so it's absolutely safe for babies, for animals. As we said, we working on our vet line. We want to make shampoo and some care products for horses, so it's safe for anybody, for any living creature. Somehow we need to, some Chinese clients of ours, they required a Chinese version of it. We're still working on it if we need it or not, because it was approved in USA. So we have American approval. We have American INCI. It's not dangerous material in terms of transportation. It just you just need to transport it according to the recommended temperatures, and I believe no temperatures go over 50 degrees Celsius, so it should be safe. And if you freeze it, it wouldn't go lower than -20. And for the feta seed, we will work on this question, and we will write you an email, right? It wouldn't have a strong smell itself. So if you want more pine smell, you might need to add some other extracts or some fragrances. Okay, yeah, that's right. Our main test, which we conducted, which is pet challenge test, it was including microgram and fungi. So whoever is into, Mr. Honkiju, we can send you results of this test to show that the metabolism was slowing down, and some of the bacteria, they died inside the Pine Extvolat. Yeah, all the safety data is available. We will send it on your request as well. Just send us email and you'll receive it. Well, for example, we have Pine Extvolat, which we produced 7 years ago. It still have all the active properties in it. So that's the shelf life. If you mix it with your product, it will be individual, but for sure, a couple of years, it will stay on the shelf. So in which region is located your factory? It's in the middle of Siberia. For anti-acne test, which we conducted in France in a laboratory called Bioalternatives, it was in vitro test. Yes, it's a part of drying the wood. So if before it was dried the traditional way with heating, now we just created this process, our technology. We worked quite a long time on it in order to, because we felt sorry for just throwing away this liquid from the tree. It was just like water which we pour away, clean water, but we know that pine has so many properties. It's a lot of healing properties inside of it. So that's why we created this technology. Yeah, as we said, we can do flower extracts as well. It depends on the requests, what you need for your cosmetics, what kind of herbs you want, and we can make those extracts for sure. Also depends on what we have growing in Siberia, because for pine trees, we can tell you for sure it's ecological, we have a lot of pine trees, and but if we'll have any requests to obtain it from any other plant, we can do that with our technology. As Irene already said, we have different containers for food products because it needs to be stainless steel, and we have another container for herbs. It will be probably smaller than the one for tree trunks, but we have all this equipment and we are ready to produce it. Yeah, as Nikolai just told me, I told you about onion and coffee. We also tried it with the chamomile and melissa. So if you have any other ideas, we're always open to discuss it. And minimum order quantity will depend on the material. We don't work straight with the medical organization. We mostly working with cosmetics, and our product is not for healing. We didn't go that deep yet. It's mostly for prevention. So we have preventive methods mostly at this time. We have patents for producing for our technology, yes. At this time, yes. Yes, we can see that European market is very interested in this technology, as well as American market and Asian market. But people don't quite understand how we are different from hydrolates or essential oils. They don't get this part, why you need to use 30% of Pine Extvolat, but not 2 or 3 as they used to. The difference is, we try to bring it to you to make it more clear. The difference is it's not a preservative itself. It has self-preservative properties which are active with at least 30%, according to our tests. Maybe with you it will be slightly less, maybe a little bit more. Depends on complexity of your ingredients, but it also has a lot of active ingredients for anti-acne. We also have a lot of ideas, and we conducted a lot of tests for skin regeneration, for anti-aging properties. It has slight skin whitening properties. We just need to make full, very strong tests to have it as a proof, but at the moment it's not too clear. We need to, as I already said many times, we need to know the exact proportion for that. Well, we didn't think about mixing it with chemical preservatives, of course, because our main idea is to be clear and ecological, but it can be tested with green preservatives in Sharon laboratory or in your laboratories. And for that, we always can provide you with a sample. But we haven't tested it yet as a booster for another preservatives. So as Nikolai said, why we actually created the product line, shampoos, creams, body milk, and so on. It wasn't for just selling our products. It was test for us to prove that different types of products can be created basing on Pine Extvolat, and that there is no problem mixing it with other ingredients. So yeah, during the laboratory tests, there were of course some incompatibilities, but at the final result, at the end product, everything was mixed. So we didn't meet those problems. So there is no problem with that. So yes, of course we can share our patent number. So it's not a secret. We will send it on request. So guys, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Almost one hour and a half you've been with us. We were nervous. We were preparing a lot, and hopefully our next presentations will be much more clear for you. And hopefully the number of participants wouldn't be less. It will grow. And guys, Thank you all. If you have other questions, please do not hesitate to send us emails to our main email address, which is on the website, or to me, or to Irina, to Nikolai, or Ksenia, whoever you're speaking with. I can see some of people who I'm chatting with through the email or through the phone. Just, yeah, feel free. And thank you for your time again.